Hey everyone, welcome back. Welcome back to another video, another stream. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome for you guys in Korea. And 안녕하세요. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me today. Well, we are continuing on the RX-0 Unicorn Gundam. This big baby right here. Yeah, she almost doesn't even fit in my screen here. If I back up, baby, there you go. Yeah, big box, big kit. Well, what did we get done last time? That was part one. This is now part two. Well, we have the body completed. That's this guy right here. The body unit is done. Now, what I did off stream is I actually had built the arm and the shoulder, and I built a leg and a foot. But rest assured, there's two of these, so I will show you guys the assembly of both of these. My take on this kit so far, it is so far the most difficult kit I have assembled by Bandai, just in that there's so much overcomplicated stuff in order to be able to convert this thing from its unicorn mode to its destroy mode. And so it makes it much more complicated and overly complicated build. To the point, I actually broke two parts in assembling this thing. Yeah, I broke two parts. Fortunately, one part is inside here and you can't even see it. The other part is right on the front of this knee. When I pressed the two pieces together, a piece actually snapped off. And which is another thing that seems to be unique with this particular kit, is so much pressure. The pieces are so tight to fit together that you got to use so much pressure to get them actually to fit properly. Now I don't know if it's just the type of plastic that Bandai has chosen to go with on these. It's very creaky and like you can hear it. It's almost like AMSR kind of stuff. And all I'm doing is just moving it a little bit, and it creaks like crazy. Anyway, so I'm going to put the arm and the leg aside, and we've got all kinds of little articulation. The shoulder actually comes off like typical Gundam shoulders, and we've got lots of movement in the elbow joint there. This guy comes out here, and I think that's going to be for a beam saber. I'm not sure. We have the gimmick for like opening it all up for destroy mode. It's kind of, I'm guessing on how they do it. I guess you got to pop these out a little bit, and then it kind of separates a little like this. Not like that. Shit. That's not supposed to come apart. It's just supposed to separate a little bit like this, so that you can, it reveals the red in between them. And it just wants to keep coming apart on me. So yeah, yeah, so I'm going to stop playing with that. There's the left or the right arm. Anyway, so we're continuing the build. Back to the task at hand here. So we finished the body unit, and next is the head. So we're going to assemble the head now. So what do I need for the head? I need A, C, H, and R1. So where are my pieces? Well, I've got A right here already. This is A. Yes, okay. C, H, and R1. Okay. So we need to find these. A, I, D, J, E. Oh, okay. M and P. There's H. H. K, G, R1. Okay. And so I need C. C is the last one. C, right here. C is this big guy. Okay. Alright, so we're going to take H and H1 and 3. Oh yeah, I forgot. I need to change my glasses. Just the nature of these, taking my glasses on and off so often. So it's much easier for me if I just swap over to my reading glasses, and then I don't have to worry about it. Am I going to be able to see the TV across the room? Nope. But that's okay. I'm not watching TV, am I? No, you're not. I need 1, and I need 3, 2 and 3. There we go. Anything else? That's H2. Okay. Might as well take it off here since I've got the tree in my hand. One thing that's kind of nice about this, that's different, is because it's all white. You know, all the body parts are, the exterior armor is white, so you don't really have to worry about you know, getting the stress marks on the plastic turning white on you. You don't really have to worry about that so much. So that's okay. So we have to assemble, I guess, his face and put a sticker on his eyes. So I need A8. Right there. I have to admit, as far as the engineering goes, I think Bandai may have over-engineered this and made it a little more complicated than it would have really needed to be. As far as some of the stuff, I understand why. I get why they did it. Totally, I totally get it, and it's because they wanted you to be able to open it up for the destruction mode, or destroy mode they call it, and so I understand why they engineered it like that. And of course, having the ability to engineer it like that is a feat in and of itself. So I get it, right? I'm just going to use my scissors here, it's a little easier. But in doing so, it makes it a complicated build, and the parts are a little bit more delicate as a result. And, you know, that makes it not so much of a fun build, at least for me. Especially when I've got to use so much pressure to get the pieces to go together. And then, instead of a satisfying snap when they go together, it's more like you hear a big snap and it's like, oh, did I just break it? And that really sucks, especially if the answer is yes. You did break it. Okay. Eyes. typical fashion. It's just a matter of lining them up. Here we go. Now I've got a pair of eyes. What I like to do, because it's a sticker, and you know, over time, sticker adhesive tends to wear out. So even though it's a sticker, I like to put just a little drop of the thin set on there, just to add a little bit of permanence to that sticker, especially because it's now been bent and around a fold, right? So that's just me. Now I need C15. 13, 14, 15. There we go. It's faceplate. Okay. See that I got a few views on my on part 1 of this build. But no comments yet to my question. That question being, you guys who are watching me build these Gundams, do you want to see the whole process like I'm doing right now? Or would you prefer just to see you know, clipped form of the pieces going together? Okay, so now that this face is together, we'll take H1 and looks like it goes into that slot. Okay, now he's got a big afro, big mohawk. See, all this complicated junk to assemble his head. Just because there's a couple of pieces. See, I have a feeling this is going to come off. Because I've got to put so much pressure in getting these two pieces together. There. Okay, so that's going to slide back and forth. See what I mean? Like, it's so overly engineered. Now that doesn't want to snap back in. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. So, as you can tell, some of these pieces take a lot of effort just to get them assembled. So I need A2 and A3. 2 and 3. Okay. So that has been so far the biggest challenge on this kit, I think, is the amount of pressure required to fit some of these pieces together, and that's why I've broken 2 pieces. And one piece broke, I hardly pressed on it at all. It's just because it's so fragile. You know, the plastic is thin, and Bandai has chosen a plastic for this build that's just a little less forgiving than what I'm used to. Okay, so how does this go? This goes, I have it facing this. Okay. But how does it go? Is it going there? No, not to where? Oh. Maybe I have it backwards. Oh, no. Okay. So I put this on first. That's interesting. Okay. And this goes on this. And you see, there. Part of this whole thing is problem solving. There we go. Okay, so he's got more red stuff on him now. And we want another sticker. Of course, the sticker they're referencing is freaking, they've written it in Japanese. So I don't know the sticker that's supposed to go there. It looks like it's going on the back of his head right there, which is going to be one of these. Let's match symbol for symbol. That's going to be this one. So even though I can't read it, I can say, hey, this symbol is the same as this symbol, right? Even if I don't know what the symbol is. And that's going to go right here. To that little spot. Okay. That's done. Now we want C16. It's R1, C16. Alright, C16 goes on the back of the head, just like this. It's just a matter of figuring out how it lines up. Kind of like that. Okay. Now you see that was a satisfying snap. It's just a little tiny snap. It's nothing gonna break. It's just click. You know, it's nice. If they could all be like that, that would be good. So his head's starting to come together. Well, it's part of the whole separating gimmick. It makes things look really loose at first. And it's like, okay, is that really all together the way it's supposed to be? But then as you start putting stuff on, it gets locked together. Like originally on the body part, I thought his little breastplates were going to be super loose, but they're actually kind of locked in there. And they're supposed to open up, but you kind of have to do a little bit of funky wiggling to get them to open. But that's okay. So C18 and 19. His horn. together, but they want decals on them. Now, decals are these. That's this one and this one. So, I also have to cut these little balls off. I'm sorry. Sorry, little guy, but your ball's got to go. Okay, so these go together, I think. No, maybe not. Oh, just the pivot point. That's going to be a delicate little hinge, isn't it? Yes, it is. I almost need tiny pliers. Because my fingers are too big. I'm going to try these pliers. Pliers, tweezers, I mean. There you go, they're pressed together now. Alright, so they're together. Now I got to put the stickers on them. So, and we also have C17, which I guess we choose which one we want. I don't know. Let's take a look at C14. So we have this guy here as well. So I'm not sure what the deal is with this guy. Because they don't show this horn set up here at all. Interesting. So I'm assuming this is supposed to rotate and come together, and there's the unicorn horn. And then it opens up. But I've got 4 decals. I don't like the fact that they want me to put these thick gold stickers on these. I'm going to hold off on the stickers on this part for now. So for now, this goes in here, upside down, snaps in like that, and they don't line up. You can see they're not forming a single horn. Now they are. That's better. That's better. Okay, now I need C14. This guy here. And it looks like they want another decal on this one. Just need to determine where. So we want this decal right on the inside here. upside down. There we go. Got a tiny little piece of green in there. I don't know if you can even see it. I can barely see it. And then this goes on top here. Oh, I gotta clean up my nut mark here. That's better. A little trim here. Okay. Alright, and then this slides on top. Like this. Doesn't feel like it went down as far as it's supposed to. Yeah, see, snap. But, you know, I'm feeling like I'm going to bust the rest of his head as I'm pressing down on that. It's so, yeah. So, back to R1, we want 7 and 8. That's going to be the sides of his head. Okay. I'm going to give a shout out to my latest YouTube subscriber, or follower, I guess you'd call him. From Korea, Raccoon Man. I laughed when I saw that. I translate his name, Raccoon Man, and Raccoon Man, and yeah, I got a kick out of that. That was funny. Line up the peg to go into the hole there, and that's all there is for that piece. Yes, I should line up better there. Oh, maybe not. Okay. There's that. And that's all there is to his head. What about all this at the top? Oh, R1 number 6. See, this is why I find they put so much to do in one little block. I would like to see more steps in bigger pictures. But that's just me. So now this goes here over the top. It's pressed down. And there we go. Now his head's not quite so floppy, but the gimmick for him changing modes will be interesting. interesting. What just happened? What's coming off here? Oh, it's top. So there we go. His head is assembled. He's got a complicated head. I'll give him that. Complicated head. It doesn't look like I've got it together quite properly. This piece doesn't seem to be on proper. No, definitely not. For it to just come off that easy. And of course, I just press that off. So this is why I'm not enjoying this build that much. It's figuring out how to get it to stay all together, because this is not cooperating with me. It just is, yeah, it's just, yeah. And I'm getting blisters from having to press on these parts so much. Look at that, I got a blister on my finger. Anyway, I need to turn a fan on because it is too hot in here. Just a second. Okay, all right. So the head is done, if that's what you want to call it. Here's the head. I'm going to show you camera. You can go screw yourself because you're going to focus in on this guy right here, right now. Focus. Focus. Thank you. There's our head. Okay. Here we go. So, head's done. Doink. Well, it's not quite done. I got to put these on, or decide to. I could take the horn off, paint it silver, and then paint yellow over it, and then I'd get a very similar result. Remember my Raptor build? The canopy? I got that looking pretty gold looking. So, there we go. Anyway, so we're going to do the arm unit. I'm going to continue on. So I've already built an arm, so we're going to do the other arm. Okay? So I'm not going to need these. What do I need for the arm? I need B, which I already have here. And I need E, G, and J. E, G, and J. So none of those. Not that one. E, G, J. E, G, J. There's E. E and J. And I need G. G was another white one, I think. G. Okay. So, what do we start off with? We're starting off with J. J 12, 14, 16, and 20. But that's the right arm. I already did the right arm. So, pardon me. I need to change pages here. It's like, no wonder I can't find the pieces. So I need 11, 13, 15, and 21. Now, all these pieces, they all get hidden. So I don't really need to clean these pieces up at all. 11, 13, 15. These are all the inner structure pieces that get hidden behind the armor. You never get to see them. They're just there. So all I have to do is just make sure the nub marks are clean and smooth for nice smooth operation, right? That's really all we need. And yet, this thing is, it's a bear to put together. And you'll see why in a minute. Unless it's going to turn me into a liar, and go together quite nicely. I doubt it though. So we take this in this fashion, and we take this, that. Do we have the right direction here? Looks like it. Maybe. Yes. And then we're going to take this guy, this. You hear that? It's not sliding in, it's creaking in. So I'm going to take that off. It's freaking tough. You need a vise to put it all together. See, like almost need pliers to, like needle nose pliers to get these two pieces together. To be able to press in that spot hard enough to get it to squish. I don't want pliers that have teeth on them. You don't want to. There. Do you hear that creaking? That's just crazy. It's so, like, I don't know if you hear that or not. We'll find out when I edit the video, I guess. But it's crazy. I shouldn't have to put that much effort to squeezing these pieces together, and yet they do. Hold on a sec. I'll get to check some messages here. Alright, so where were we? So got this together. Now we need B9. This is A, sorry. We need B. Six, 7, 9. This was a shitty piece to get off of here for the other arm. There. B9. All these red pieces, it's like, yeah, these really show the stress marks really prominently. But then all these red pieces are so hidden in behind all the armor. It's kind of, yeah. So I need J19. It's this guy here. so J19. This guy, he's going to go up and he's going to get hooked onto this. But you have to put him up through this part first. So hold this in the right orientation. And same with this. And he slides up inside. Kind of like that. And then we just kind of hold it while we attach like that. And that's it. And that's going to allow him to slide later on, I think. If I remember correctly. I don't know for sure. I don't remember for sure. So we go down, we've got to make sure we're on the right arm here, because we've got the right arm section right here, but we're moving into the left arm, and that continues down here. So you got to pay attention to the number 4, right? Okay, so we need G16 and E9. E9, and we need G16, okay. Pieces like this, and all the white pieces, I want to make sure I clean up nice, because a good 80% of all these white pieces are exposed armor pieces, right? So I want to make sure they clean up nice, even though I don't have to worry about the stress marks. I want to worry. I have to pay attention to the nub marks, right? Now, these white pieces are so highly glossed over. I actually clean them up with the sanding sponge. Hear that squeak? That means the plastic is polished nice, and it pretty much eliminates any nub mark on there like magic. So this piece can go on top easily. Okay, right now we just have it oriented correctly, and there it goes, and that's it. And it comes off and it goes back on, and I don't think it actually clicks. It might, no, it doesn't click at all. It just goes on top. Okay, this piece, again, right here, it's going to go in like this. I think, yes. This, just like that, and that's it. Oops. Okay, now we got this little bit here. So we take B10, there he is, B10, and we need J22, okay, and E5, our first E piece. You have to be a little bit careful with this one, because you've got these two little knobs that you don't want to accidentally cut off, because they're going to be important in a moment. Okay. clean up our little marks here. These ones are right on the edge, so it's nice. Okay, so we're going to take this and this and orient it right, and these two little knobs are going to go click on the inside here, just like so. Make sure they're both lined up, because it's going to go like that. Okay, and then we take this and get it oriented the right way. We clean up our nut mark. This is the one that kept on coming apart on me when I was showing you earlier. This clicks into here. It clicks quite snug. And then we go back to here and it clicks in right there. Just like that. And it's going to be able to tuck in like this. Right? Just like that. Kind of locks in. But we don't want it to lock. You see, it's that locking mechanism. So now it's locked in there. It doesn't really want to come out. Right? And it's that kind of stuff that's going to be the challenge for opening up all these pieces for the destroy mode. But I digress. Is that even correct? I digress. I don't know. So anyway, they do want you stowed away like that for now. Okay. As we move on, we want E2 and E4 to be put together along with E1 and E3. So let's go with 3 just because it's a side first. So there's 3. And now we want 1. Okay. And it's got this little guy here. I don't want that flying off, so do that. Clean this up a little bit. Now, 20 minutes ago you saw me playing with these pieces on the other arm, trying to separate them. And I'll show you, you'll see why in a moment here, once I get these together, once I've finished cleaning this up. Okay, so then all you do is you put these together like this. And that's it. It's kind of a little bit of a hinge. And that's 1. So now we'll just do it again. Okay. Do it again. The edges of these parts aren't really exposed, so just as long as it's nub marks aren't going to interfere with any movement or anything, or even the assembly, that's all I need. You don't have to be perfect. In the end, when it's all done, really smooth operation is all I need. A smooth operator. And of course, this one here has to come off. Okay, now we put these two together. Same deal, just kind of a hinge thing like that, okay? So now they go on to this guy. So we hold this guy like that, and we're going to put this one here on this side. So 2 little pins line up with these 2 little holes. Just like that. Okay, and I guess there's a little peg at the top that goes into that little notch. Just like that. Okay, so again, we have this movement that's available to us, right? It moves right out like that. So as you noticed on the other arm, I don't have that movement here. Just barely, tiny little bit. I keep on pulling it apart by mistake. Okay, so with that done, let's move down. We're going to put E6 and E7 on. Where's E? 6 and 7. So far we're doing good, right? So far no breakage of anything. Everything's going together nicely. But there is a part that I'm going to break. I broke it yesterday simply by putting it together. Just because it was so tight, when it finally snapped together, it also snapped apart. So knowing that, I'm going to try and do a little bit better job. So now this goes like this with this little tab here facing up. It just slides into place here. But before I actually get that on there as permanent, I'm not quite happy with my nub mark on this side. So I want to fix this. And that just made it perfect for me. It makes me nice and happy with my little razor. Okay, so again, press nice and tight. Now that's on there. And then this one goes on the other side. This one goes like this. We've got our little 3 little pegs there that are going to go in these 3 little holes. And while it does that, it's also going to come and click. That's all it's going to do, just like that. Click. Still have our movement, right? Although not so much, it still moves out. It's not quite as much, but it's still there, right? Okay, so that's done. We move over to this section. In this section, we need to assemble G9 and 10. There's 10. 9 right here. J9 and 10, and they are going to be pretty much going right to, basically this is where the arm joins to the body. So this is tight, okay? Now they want that little kind of facing down, and then this going up in there. And the other side is really friggin' tight. And didn't want to snap together. Yeah. It's still there. It's so tight. Whew. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Which makes me wonder if I put the other side in correctly. Yes, I did. Okay. So that's done. Now we can take E15. Ow. You have to remember too, the point of your nippers are sharp. Don't stab yourself with them. I don't recommend it. Oops. Even though this piece is going to be hidden under the shoulder, I still like to make sure it's nice. Okay, so we're going to take this, it's going to go like this, and then this is going to go through it. Okay, now this is where it gets tricky, because it needs to snap in, and it's really freaking tight. If you don't get it tight, this is loose, this stays loose, this thing stays loose, and you get a big gap there, and that's not good. So I'm going to do this, and then I try and and got much less of a gap now. Bend that over. There we go. Okay, so there. Now we go to the hand. Talk to the hand. Is the hand part of this? Yes, it is. So we need this part. This is basically the back of his hand. And we need his fingers. Three fingers. And we need his thumb. And we need his forefinger. There we go. Okay. And we need J8, which is this square piece here. Okay. And we need G4. Okay. G4 is the armor for the top of his hand. There we go. Okay. So, clean up his armor. Better. You know, if you press lightly enough with this razor, it almost polishes it by itself. It's so awesome. I cannot say how much. I can't say enough how much I like that thing. It's just a really fantastic tool. I would have loved to have that thing 20 years ago. It probably didn't exist back then, but yeah. So just making sure all my nub marks are nice and non-existent as much as I can. For the most part, they'll never get noticed anyway, not on the fingers. So we have to determine which side this is. This has a little notch, so that's going to be his palm, okay, so that you can lock things in there, which means the finger's going on this side, okay. And then you take the fourth finger and it goes up at the top so that you can put in a trigger or whatever you'd like. Then the thumb kind of goes in through this side like that, okay? Now it's going to get locked in all the way to the front by this piece, okay? And once again, we have super tight fit like that. Okay, so now the thumb is actually locked in there, and so are all the fingers. Okay, just like that. Okay, and you have the hand. But we need the joining thing, that's J1. For the little joint. And that's how the hand is going to get connected to the arm. So we start off by putting it in here. Once again, super tight. Go. And then this has a couple of little notches on each side, so it only goes in one way. It goes like this. And then we just lock the hand in. Just like that. Snap it in, and there you go. Just like that. And then we take G17, which we have 4 of them. I've already used one. That's kind of why I think this is part of the beam saber. I haven't looked at it yet. I haven't gone through the book to see, oh, what does this do? What's it for? So that's all part of the discovery, right? It's all about, hey, look at the surprise at the end. Why did you put that there? Why is that here? Why did I assemble this? Well, because of the fact that this has this piece goes in there, and it's got a hole in the end of it. That's what's making me think this is the beam saber handle. And it's got the slot in there so that like you could have it in his hand like this. Position his thumb out. You could actually put it. Can I actually put it? I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. It's going to be a super tight fit if it does go. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't go on his hand. It should. Yeah. Again, super freaking tight fit. But there you go. Now I can, you know, have him holding his beam saber, right? Super tight fit though. It's crazy. And now how do you get it out of there without taking his hand off? Anyway, so this opens up and it goes in there. And they want you to put it with the hole at the top. Just like that. Fits so much easier in there. And there you go. And that's that. So, that's his left arm. Okay. So we'll continue. We'll finish with the shoulder, and then we'll call it a day. So moving on to the shoulder, we can put his arm aside for now. We want J23 and 17. Coming up to the part I broke soon. 17. So it'll be interesting to know. I might as well, because I need J23 also. Oh, I got 23 and 17. But I'm going to need 18, and I need this big piece, so I might as well take it off of here now. because that actually is my last piece. No, it's not. 24 is. The 24 is coming up, I think. Right there. So there we go. Now, that's the last piece off of J. So I got no more J. Okay. So let's just clean these up. I'm actually looking forward to my next build. This was inspired by one of my followers on YouTube, Joshua. He requested that I build a 1/32 scale F4 Phantom. And if you guys watch my channel, you know I don't really build planes that big. I typically build 1/48 scales, right? But I agreed to buy the kit and build it because he wanted to see how it all goes together because he wanted to build one himself. So I said, sure, I'll buy one. And so I did. E13. And so I did, and I built it. And I actually enjoyed building it. I actually liked the kit. I enjoyed the build, I had fun building it, and it's a nice piece in my display. I actually like it quite a bit. F4 Phantom's not my favorite plane, but I do like the plane. I think it does look cool. So I decided, well, why don't I go ahead and build a 1/32 scale of my favorite plane? And so I bought one. And so that's going to be my next build right after this Gundam is finished. I'm doing another 1/32 scale kit by Tamiya, of course, and I'm looking forward to it. Okay, so we're going to take this piece first, and this has to go a certain way with the kind of roundy part facing down. And we're going to take this, and this has these little notches on one side, and they're going to face the little roundy part like this, and that's going to snap in like that. Okay? And then we're going to take this part, this is another part of that shoulder piece that comes down, and so this little guy, he hooks right on the end here. Not very tight, not super tight, doesn't have to be super tight, okay? So there we have that. That's our piece so far, okay? Now, next we need E12, big top of the shoulder, which also means we want it to look pretty. Especially since Bandai didn't really undergate this piece very well. So, I'm debating on how much, if any, weathering I want to do on this guy. Okay, so now this goes onto the top. So you've got these little slots that go on here, and then it's going to go in just kind of like this. And that's about it. Okay? So it kind of fits around this underneath part pretty good, right? Looks pretty good. All right. So, and they show you here how it is and how it's supposed to look from the side. That should line up and match and all that good stuff. So we're good. All right. So now we're going to take B 11 and 12. And these two. J18. Okay. And I'm going to hold this like this. I'm going to line these up. And go like this. Go into the little slots. Just like that. Okay? And the same on this side. Just like that. They just sit on the sides. Okay? Then we're going to take E10 and 11 and we're going to cover them up. And we only have one more piece on this tree, so I'm going to take it off of here now. Oh, sorry, we got two more. This guy. Okay, so I'll just put these aside because those were the last two parts on here, and we're done. Okay, so now we're going to take this, and well, I actually need this one right now. Need to clean that up better. There we go. Okay. I'm happy with that now. Okay. So, this goes in this this direction. And it just kind of lines up right there. It doesn't snap in place or anything. It just kind of sits there. Okay. And then we're going to take this piece, which we cut off before, and it's going to line up like this, and it's going to kind of sandwich in between there. And we'll lock this piece in place once you got it lined up properly and snapped in all the way. There we go. And that's a nice satisfying snap. Okay. Now what we do is we take this little guy. I think I skipped a step. I did. E10 and 11. I'm supposed to put those on the sides. So let's go back first and finish this part. Okay, so now let's put these on. These go on each side. Pretty simple, you just follow the angles. It's not too difficult to figure out which side these go on. Just like that. Press them together so they're nice and flush on the inside. There you go. So now, where did that other piece go? Here. This is the piece that I broke on the other shoulder. And it literally broke by, I hardly put any pressure on, it's just, it snapped. This little arm right across here, it just went crack on one side. See, it goes on top of this, like this, and it's freaking delicate. This side went on much nicer. much nicer. So no breakage there. And then all we do is we put this in. So this kind of has its own little sliding mechanism thing that slides in there perfectly and matches up, and the rest of the shoulder just kind of falls into place like that. And that's it. So I'm not sure how the separation mechanism is going to work on this, on displaying the destroy mode. I don't know how that works, if it slides up or what. So I'm just going to leave that now for now. Maybe because this feels like it wants to lift if I pull here. I don't know. They have some really harsh gimmick on how they get these pieces to come apart. But there's the shoulder. And then the shoulder simply just goes in the arm like that. And there we go. And then we put all pieces together. So we've got our arms and our body and the head. So this guy goes here. I'm probably going to have to push super hard to get it to click. There we go. And next one. Yep, that's tight, all right. Head. So it's got a little notch there to fit on there. Let's see how the head stays together. Ah, nicely. There we go. So there we have it so far, guys. We've got the body together with the arms and the head. Next time's going to be the waist unit. And I don't mean the toilet. It's the waist down here. The skirt, basically. So his head's kind of floppy. Kind of, well, yeah. He likes to nod. Everything, he's a yes man. His arms, I can hear that. He's very squeaky, but he does have the articulation. You can move his arms out. They are super tight. Super tight. And can I bend his elbows? Oh yeah, yeah. Again, super tight. Like, I don't know how much pressure I have to put, but I got to put a lot of pressure to bend his arm down. this is so tight. Even his shoulder pad is really tight. Meanwhile, his head flops around like a bobblehead. So I could cure that. I could take his head off, and I could actually paint the joint in there, and the paint would add some friction, and then I could cure that fairly easily. It's not something I'm really going to be worrying about right now because he's not even finished yet. So, but that's it. So he's got a little tiny bit of articulation there. So he's got a lot less compared to my other two builds that I've done. 3 now. So having his arms do this kind of thing is going to be, you know, like the other guys, they can actually hold their weapon and stuff like that. Like, but doesn't look like he's going to be able to, unless somehow his arm, yeah, it just doesn't. His upper arm can't go across like this, right? It's just 90 degrees straight out like that. So yeah, but that's okay. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, so that's it. So I'm going to call it a day. That's going to be it for today, guys. Change my glasses back here. Yeah, so I want to thank you guys for watching. Thanks for coming out. It feels like there's been kind of a short stream today, but that's all right. That's going to be it for part 2, guys. Part 3, we'll do the waist, and we'll take a quick look here. How involved is the waist? Looks like it's just one page. So maybe we'll do the waist and part of the other leg next time. We'll see. We'll see how fast it goes, okay? And yeah, so I want to thank you guys again for watching. Thanks for coming out. Follow me on Twitch. Head on over to my Twitch channel and follow me there. That would be greatly appreciated. Also, down here on the side, you got the little like button. That would be really cool if you hit the like button too. And follow me. Yeah, for you, the new Korean subscribers, 감사합니다. Thank you very much. So I hope to see more of you guys. That would be really cool. I actually have another model that I just ordered that is a Korean model, so that'll be cool in the future to do too. So hopefully you guys like that one. But anyway, I'm going to call it a day, guys. Thanks again for watching. Thanks for coming out. And yeah, I guess we'll see you guys all in the next one.